Reviewing a movie that I saw here, Murder at Yellowstone City. Murder at Yellowstone City. Uh, Pretty fictitious movie indeed. Black guy drifts into town. Uh, Great speaking voice, intelligent. Came out of slavery. Now he can read already. He can recite poetry. Comes into a town. Got him living in town for a long time. Hits gold where he lives there. He comes through town celebrating. At the same time, this black gentleman's there. Coming to town celebrating how much money he's got and how he's going to make the town better and more beautiful. And people are going to come back to it. All that kind of stuff there. And before that night's over, he's killed. And who they blame for it? They blame the black guy. They go in his place. They find some gold in his place. They find all this stuff in his place that ties him to the murder. So automatically, he's guilty. You got a beautiful Indian lady in the movie, and she keeps people's horses inside her, I guess her stable or whatever. So he never moved his horse. She came and told the sheriff that, hey, he never moved his horse. How did he get out there and commit a crime if his horse stayed with me the whole time? I mean, he didn't come in two horses, he came in one. And the sheriff said, well, in my book, he's still guilty. He may work it out some other way to do that. So through this whole movie, these last 5 days, this guy's locked up and people still getting killed all over the place, and it's just a kind of crazy plot. Then all of a sudden, the pure Indian lady, she gets killed. Another lady who was a whore in one of the whorehouses, she gets killed. All this kind of stuff goes on, and the black guy, somebody removes the lock, and he escapes out of prison. Now he's supposed to be some intelligent, articulate black guy, but somebody released the locks to the prison. He runs out and escapes. He gets on his horse and carrying on. He gets shot and all that bleeding. He ends up coming back to the town again. I mean, just about the most silliest movie you want to ever be able to see. I mean, they try to make it like people have such great characters, and some of them, and so people had negative character ones who follow along with the crowd, and so they found a preacher guy who was like a gunslinger formerly, who was a preacher in the church with his wife, and they were together doing a thing, and she didn't know her husband's background. He knew about weapons and guns and how to get bullets out of people and all this kind of stuff like this and shoot. And so she finds out. She's sticking with him, and they protecting this black guy. And to me, man, half the town gets killed. They go out on a thing to kill him, and half the town gets killed trying to get this black guy, sides picking against each other. And to come to find out, it's the sheriff's or the deputy or the sheriff's son who's doing all the killing. He's in love with the guy who struck gold, and whose wife couldn't stand him because he was coming in dealing with process and everything else. And so he decides to kill everybody for that guy's wife. That guy's wife wanted the prostitute killed. She wanted all these other people killed to hide everything. She kept telling him, we're going to meet somewhere when this is over with. She just scammed him. He's just some young white simple guy thinking in love with this older white woman. All she's trying to do is just play with him with sex, get him to commit crimes, get the gold, get out of town, and disappear. He'll never find a white ass again. But he fell for the okie doke, and he ended up getting killed in the end. His father was disappointed, and more than half the town got killed. So this black guy could stay alive. And this black guy ended up getting on his horse, bloody like shirt, leaving town and going someplace else. It was about the silliest movie I'd ever seen. If the black guy was guilty or innocent in whatever time it was, he'd have just went. He would have got hung. He'd been guilty. He'd been in kangaroo court there. So to find these people willing to lay their lives down on the line to see him free or to see justice is about the stupidest, jokiest movie I've seen in my life. I'm sure versions just happen all over the United States, and they turned out the other way. Because the black guy would have got killed, they would never found the white guy would killed everybody, would blame it all on the black guy, even though how seemingly impossible it was for him to kill everybody. They would blame him on him anyway, and the town would have stayed alive and would have kept existing to this day. Probably they hit gold again. So that's my talk about this stupid movie called Murder at Yellowstone City. About the most ridiculous, stupidest thing in the world. What a crazy plot, What a crazy plot. And so I never heard about it before I seen it, and now I know why I haven't, because most unbelievable story I ever heard. So like, share, check it out if you have time, but stay black in America, y'all.